Animatronics is mostly a key factor for entertainment, since the introduction in the late 50s and 60s with Walt Disney, to the 70s and 80s with Chuck E. Cheese and Showbiz, to the modern day culture with FNAF, or better known as Five Nights at Freddy's. But sometimes animatronics can somehow get vaulted into the obscurity, which is only needed by one thing: Lost Media. Yes, as a matter of fact, Lost Media comes to mind when it comes to documenting lost and forgotten animatronic shows. And yes, that's especially would also need for their audio too. For example, most famously, we have the Wolfman Sap Mystery, and the many, many lost creative engineering animatronics like the Creepy Clown. But we're not talking about these topics today. Instead, let's go and talk about some ones that have been more obscure and haven't been making any progress that's even more obscure. So in today's video, we'll be taking a look at the bizarre rabbit hole of Animatronic Lost Media. And no, it's not a top 6 video, so don't expect it to be mostly a top 6 video, just like last time. Anyways, let's begin. Our first topic I would like to discuss is a place that's in Florida called Fuzzy Wuzzy Wizard Wonderland, which is a Chuck E. Cheese ripoff that maybe somehow opened in 1981, with the first one being in Tampa. Then in 1982, they opened another location in Lake Worth, Florida. The owner is Arnold F. Morris, who maybe saw other places like Chuck E. Cheese's and thought he would do pretty much the exact same thing. Now, that's just a speculation, but it might be possible. And it included the animatronic show. And here it is. Okay, it looks like they seem like they're not that bad, except for the pink bunny. That's just terrifying. But the rest of the animatronics are pretty much alright. And it contains a dragon, a man who looks like something that could have come out of Jim Henson Creature Shop, a pink bunny, and a bear, which could it be Fuzzy Wuzzy himself? But it's unknown. There might be other animatronics that we don't know about, since that might not be all of them, but who knows. And another thing, do we know who made these animatronics? Not sure, and it might be forgotten animatronic manufacturer that we probably don't know about. Anywho, and we even do not have when this place actually closed. But if I had to guess, it could have closed around the late 80s, but it's unclear. Even the other location in Lake Worth, which we even do not have information on when they closed. So yeah, that's fine and dandy. Although, there is one thing that we kind of actually know about. There exists a court case in 1987. The story was that Morris had Henry Casilla, I think that's how you pronounce that, who was a musician who composed the songs for the animatronic show, which was used in May of 1983. Casilla asked for Morris for paying $2,000 on licensing fee on the songs that Casilla produced. Morris paid Casilla over $12,000, meaning that Casilla never really got paid for the songs properly, which led them at the Congress to resolve the court. So, what were the songs that Henry Cassila composed, you may be asking? Well, starting off with Fuzzy Wuzzy Wizard Show. Shooby-dooby-doo. It's more important to be nice. I was born to sing a song. We all sing together. Just stay in school. Confidence. I can do better than that. Birthday Celebration 1. And another birthday song, which is the one that was not paid. And there was only one that actually did paid. So yeah, that's that. So yes, it seems like that's really much all the information so that's pretty much all the information that involves with this restaurant establishment. So, what can we do? Well, there are a few things. Maybe someone apparently had a VHS tape that might have contained footage of Fuzzy Wuzzy Wizard Wonderland, Food and Fantasy. Or maybe your family either has photos of the place and as for the audio, you could try to maybe track down the one who composed all the songs. Although that can be pretty difficult because there are a lot of people out there that are named Henry Cassila, which might be a hard thing to do, to track him down on the right person who actually composed the songs. Another great idea is asking a person who probably knows about the place from their childhood, and if they remember it fondly. So yes, those are the only way that we may be able to get more info about this place. But until then, we'll just have to wait and see on what might happen. For our next Animatronic Lost Media, I think it's now time we head to our next subject, which is Sergeant Singer's Pizza Circus, which was made by Greg Singer, who was the president for the Nickels and Dimes Corporation, which made Tilt Arcade Centers, and had locations in Georgia and Texas. And of course, the characters included were Dolly Porker. No, Dolly, not you. I meant the other Dolly. P.T. Bargrim, who is a bear. Sergeant Singer, the tiger, whose was the last name based on the founder's last name. That's cool. Pete. Wait a minute. Who put this Pete photo on my video? I mean, I get the pun. Very funny. Let me just re-edit this. And it'll probably be taking a minute. I'll be right back, folks. Okay, we're back now. Where were we? Oh yeah, the characters for Sergeant Singer's Pizza Circus. We have Pete the Elephant and Ripley the Mouse, and last but certainly not least, Pounce the Lion. And the animatronics were made by Korea Presentations, who are responsible for making the Wolf Show at Celebration Station. And let's mention the Great Puro Food Machine and the Magic Crystal Show at Fairyland at Sanrio Puroland. And if you want to learn more about the indoor theme park, then I suggest you go ahead and check out my whole history video on Sanrio Puroland, which the link would be in the description. And I have to say, I did a pretty good job on the video. and there are a few lost media regarding Sanrio Puroland if you want to check it out after the video is done. Anyways, we don't know any information on when this place actually closed, but this place might have been short-lived, but who knows. But the animatronics weren't done on Creative Presentations' portfolio, as the animatronics would be recycled as Sergeant Stripper's review, which consists of 3 critters. And yeah, that were originally from Sergeant Singers. And simply, it would be a customizable show for potential theme parks, arcades, and traveling fairs. So yeah, that's that. Unfortunately, there is audio which has been sadly missing, along with what the place looked like, and also along with the Sergeant Stripper's show, as well with its audio. The only way it's going to be found is, like I mentioned with Fuzzy Wuzzy Wizard Wonderland, is if someone has a VHS tape that has footage containing the restaurant establishment, or someone who has knowledge on the place back when it opened, or contact the founder in a simple manner, if he's still alive or not. And that's the only thing that you can do to get it uncovered. But it will mostly remain lost as of now. So we'll see how this place would go. Okay, so we actually do have an update regarding the animatronics. Apparently, the animatronics are actually found in some sort of warehouse. I'm not sure where the warehouse is located at, but however, the animatronics seem to be in pretty bad condition, and they also seem a little bit dusty as well. But yeah, it turns out that we actually did find animatronics. Hopefully more information definitely shows of these guys. They definitely do need some love, and taking care of, and preserving as well. Everybody is familiar with Alvin the Chickmonks. You know, Alvin, Theodore, and Simon. Love them or hate them, or out of the ordinary, you can't escape those chickmunks. Ever since 1958, these chickmunks will always in our generations. But why am I talking about the chickmunks? That's because this is where our next Animatronic Lost Media comes into play, as the company Advanced Animations, the ones who did Gadgets, the Looney Tunes Review, Muppets Traffic Safety Show, Electric Mice Orchestra, and more. So yeah, Advanced Animations decided to make Alvin and the Chickmunks animatronics. Oh boy. Okay, so I have to pause the video here for a minute, because quick edits and correction to make. The Alvin the Chickmunks animatronics were originally a traveling show, and I thought that these Alvin the Chickmunks animatronics would go to Razzmatazz, which is the arcade family fun center. However, I was completely wrong on that, with the confusion, and I thought that they were, going to Razzmatazz, which did happen, but it would probably be changed to the Retrofit, which we will talk about later in this entry. So, just want to make it clarify that I did a little hiccup, and yeah, let's get back to my video on Animatronic Lost Media. Back to you, video. Originally, the Chickmonks would have instruments, but however, due to budget cuts, they went with holding microphones. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this weird change. I say go with the instruments. Anywho, these animatronics were also retrofitted to be named Chickmunk Cousins. And what the heck is this? They look pretty ugly. Like, what am I looking at? It feels like Razzmatazz never put any passion into this, and it definitely shows. Like, we came from this to this. Anyways, there's absolutely no videos or audio of both Alvin the Chickmonks and Chickmunk Cousins. And let's just say that just leave off the Chickmunk Cousins and focus on Alvin and the Chickmonks. One. Although, that's just me. The only way to find it is maybe someone has a VHS tape at Razzmatazz, or maybe the founder as well, or someone who has knowledge of the show and restaurant. Hopefully more information of the Alvin the Chickmonks animatronics and the Ugly Retrofit will get resurfaced online at some point, but it might take a little bit of a while until more information is unearthed. Moving away from the Chickmonks, I think it's now time we go all the way to Australia to our next topic, which is a restaurant called Pizza Showtime. Now I know that someone did cover the mystery of this advanced animatronic show in the restaurant online, which is Johnny the Night Guard, which I highly recommend you go ahead and check it out on YouTube, link in the description. Anyways, to summarize the restaurant, Pizza Showtime opened in 1980 and features animatronics that were made by Advanced Animations, which I did mention them more in depth on the last topic. But the characters consist of Bert Newhound, the dog, Kangaroo playing the piano, better known as Milton Palm. Next to Joey are singing koalas with Lottie and a horse named Ned Kelly, and Ringo Dingo, who was voiced by Jack Thompson, who did Peterson in 1974, and other films in his career. And finally, Fiddle, a playing American bear. These animatronics cost a whopping $100 million. However, this high-tech show and the place itself, and sadly, never got the true attention it deserves, and closed in 1984. But however, the animatronics were not destroyed. In fact, they were dismantled and sent to the state of Sydney. So yeah. However, Advanced Animations decided to use assets from the characters that were from Pizza Showtime and used it on a new show for potential buyers called Rolling Gnomes, which seems like a parody to Rolling Stones. Anywho, the characters returning were Ringo Dingo and Fiddle the American playing bear. Both returned, but unfortunately the show never went anywhere, and was strictly a prototype for them. But hey, at least we have footage of them in action. Shout out to Briar Patch Productions for this. As for the other, however, we can't track it down in terms with the audio, and footage is mostly like I said with the other topics in this video, that maybe somehow someone has a VHS tape containing the restaurant in the show, or other things someone may have the copy for the actual audio show for someone who knows knowledge of the restaurant, or contact the founder if he is still alive or not. And that's all I can have to say on, and somehow try to get new discoveries about this establishment chain, and hopes more information will get uncovered sometime in the near future. Oh, Hawaiian Punch. This character does love to punch people. I'm sure many people tried Hawaiian Punch in some way, shape, or form. Starting in 1961, the character has been with our generations since the beginning. Now, you may be wondering, I bet you'll know where this is heading. And surely they did have an animatronic show. And none other than SeaWorld. Yep, that's right. You heard me right. The animatronic show is called Punchy's Hawaiian Punch Band, first coming out in the mid-70s, and you can find it at SeaWorld San Diego and I believe SeaWorld Orlando, since that also opened up in the 70s. And the reason why they were there is because they actually had a restaurant simply called Hawaiian Punch Village, which you can get on the menu Hawaiian Punch Fruit Juicy, Red, Cherry Royale, Sunshine Orange, Princess Annie, Very Berry, Great Grape, Orange Hawaiian, Purple Pineapple, and Cool Citrus. Now, yes, that's actually the drink items, but what about the other options? Well, we have shrimp cocktails, sandwiches, kushikaiki, I don't know how to pronounce that name, which is served on the bed of rice, chef salad, calm chowder soup, and banana split. And no, not that banana split. When the years gone by, both of these restaurants at SeaWorld San Diego and possibly SeaWorld Orlando both closed their doors for good, somewhere around the mid-90s or the 80s. We don't really know at this point. Unfortunately, there's really not a lot of information online about this restaurant and the animatronics. All we have are a few photos, including some video of the animatronics from home media recordings, which I have to say, they feel like moving displays, kind of like what Disney does. And we also do not know if they actually had audio, which could be a mystery of itself. As due its time, people basically filmed cameras without audio in it. So it might be very much tricky to find a track to try and track it down. Also, I also noticed that some of the videos had sort of a different stage setup, which could mean the stage setup that was at the one at SeaWorld San Diego. And while this stage setup is of course that the one at SeaWorld Orlando, but that's just a guess. The only thing that we could do is maybe find someone or contact someone who actually did work on the show, including the restaurant. And maybe they could have some audio, although we don't know if they actually had the audio. But it's worth a shot, and that's all we can really do for right now. Anyways, I hope more information will probably come out in the near future, but I believe so. But as of right now, it would somehow be remaining lost as of now.
Pizza, pizza.
That's right, Little Caesar from, well, Little Caesars. Now, why are you talking about this Greek man? Well, that's because at one point, Little Caesar had an animatronic made by Creative Presentations, and I think I saved the best for last. Don't you agree? This would come to Little Caesars sometime either the 70s or 80s, around that time. And I'm gonna actually speculate that it might have come out in the 80s, since that was pretty much the rise of animatronics. Anyways, however, we do not have any audio of what he would have sounded like, including of what Little Caesar's location had it. And the only known photo is this, and that's it. The only way we can find more information is maybe find a Little Caesars article around the 70s to 80s, or someone who has video at Little Caesars around the time, or someone who has knowledge of the animatronic, or it could have been at select Little Caesars locations, and not every single location. Or it might be simply a prototype, and never went to a Little Caesars location. But who knows? Anyways, let's hope that someone knows the year and information on this advertising icon, because I would love to see what he could have sounded like, don't you? And that's all I got for Animatronic Lost Media. Hopefully some of these topics will get more attention into the public eye, and that new information shows up for one of these topics, in hopes of getting it found, because it's important to preserve the people's work, so that way people will remember them for their talent in the industry. And it seems like animatronics have sort of been forgotten about in the Lost Media community, and that is a category that needs to get more people into it, because it's to dedicate the artist's work. Well, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. What was your favorite animatronic Lost Media out of the whole video? And if you have to pick one, which one would it be? Comment down below and let me know your response. I would love to hear it. And just note, I also support you guys, who are the ones that are subscribing, because you're the ones that make this channel extremely amazing as of now. And I can't do it without any of you guys. Anyways, also remember to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, including the notification bell, so that way you won't miss any new history videos and video edits I do. And another thing, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. And it's okay if you don't have Instagram, because whenever you see me on whatever social media platform, it doesn't matter. Anyways, and I'll see you guys next time on the next video. Adios.